this episode, Jimin makes history on the Billboard Hot 100, TXT embark on their second world tour, Yoongi announces new docu-series, album and collab ahead of his tour, TXT Yeonjun and Taehyun are revealed as the next guests on Suchwita, and Big Hit formally announces Hoseok's enlistment, but he leaves armies with a small gift. Hi guys, Han here, and welcome to the first episode of a new mini-series where we'll be going over the most prominent recent BTS and TXT news. Starting off with our top story of the week, this is probably one of the greatest moments of BTS's Chapter 2 so far. Jimin shook the industry this week as Like Crazy debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 singles. Not only does this make him the first Korean solo artist to achieve this goal, but it also makes him the only Korean artist besides BTS to have this achievement. As I'm sure all of you know, BTS previously debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with their tracks Dynamite, Savage Love Remix, Life Goes On, Butter, Permission to Dance, and My Universe. Technically making Like Crazy Jimin's 7th #1. It's the 7 again. That's not all though. Like Crazy also ranked second on the Billboard Global 200, including and excluding the US, and domestically, he's also made it into the Melon Hall of Fame, with his album getting almost 3 million streams in the first 24 hours. These are just a handful of the achievements Jimin has made this month, but I wanted to highlight the billboards because it's the one that Jimin gave the biggest reaction to. At a loss for word, he actually started a We Live in the early AMs where he expressed his thanks to those who worked with him on the album, his family, armies, and of course the members, who have also been enthusiastically showing their support. Rapline each posted on Instagram or Weverse congratulating Jimin in their own way, and Jimin even said that Hoseok had called him and cried a little. Unfortunately, the promotions for Jimin's Face album have already ended, but there's tons of content for you to watch if you haven't already. And we're still getting behind the scenes in the form of Bangtan TV episodes and Bangtan bombs, so I'm sure there's still lots to look forward to. Next up, TXT have finally embarked on their second world tour, Act Sweet Mirage. And though there have only been 4 shows so far, Moas have been fed. Starting off from day 1 here in Seoul, which I personally attended, you can imagine my reaction when Taehyun came out with his frost blue hair. And as if that wasn't enough, we were also blessed with the surprise stage for Tinnitus, with clips of my biases, Taehyun and Subin, revealing their chiseled abs going absolutely viral. I have been saying this for a while now, but I promise you, if you ever get to see TXT live, you will walk out of that concert with Taehyun on your bias list. Anywho, speaking of surprise stages, TXT also blew Moas away by revealing a self-composed fan song titled Blue String that all the members had participated in the writing of. During the Seoul shows, Taehyun explained that the secret meaning behind the title is that Moas are their youth, or Chongchun, Chong being the Korean reading of the Chinese character for blue, and Chun being the reading for spring. Moas, being the proactive and honestly sweetest fandom ever, have already made an unofficial fan chant for the song, singing along to the final chorus. A video of the stage is now available on YouTube on the TXT YouTube channel, so definitely check it out if you haven't already. For the next update, my goodness, Min Yoongi is a busy man. Though we've known his Sugar August D tour was drawing nearer, it was still up in the air as to whether he would drop new music before the tour began. I, for one, had my bets that he would, but being the king of misdirection, many of us were convinced otherwise when he dropped a teaser video for his new docu-series, Road to D-Day. Again, many of us thought this was about the tour, only for news of his new album, titled D-Day, to drop days later. In the official announcement, it was stated that this would be the final installment to the August D trilogy, and as Yoongi has already previously stated that he would introduce us to the 3rd Blackhead August D during his D2 post-release live, many armies are already beginning to speculate as to what we'll see in this album. The pre-release track is called People Part 2, making it a continuation from People from D2, but not only that, the track is another collaboration with IU. Yoongi previously spoke about working together with IU when they did 8 together. I'm sure we all remember 8 being a massive success at the time of release, so it'll be awesome to hear what the duo come up with this time, especially as People is a particularly beloved track from Yoongi's previous album. All I can say is Yoongi is definitely fully in control of these promotions and is likely going to keep us on our toes. I personally noticed that we haven't been given a comeback schedule, and I strongly feel like we won't be getting one. Not only that, but Yoongi's also been keeping us busy with the newest episode of Honey FM, where he answered ARMY's questions and concerns about love and people, or sarang and saram. And just today it was announced that Yoongi is officially an ambassador for the NBA, which obviously is a huge moment as we all know his love for basketball. Personally, Yoongi is my ultimate bias, so I'm highly stressed by everything that's happening, but I am also living. While we're on the topic of Yoongi, this will be a great point to mention the sponsor of today's video. As I'm sure some of you guys know by now, I actually run a small little fan-made merch store, and I've actually made these cheering banners for Yoongi for this tour. We even had a little vote on Instagram to pick the design and everything. So if you want to check them out, you can do that on my store, Magic Shop Works, on Instagram or Twitter. And you can also check out the other BTS and TXT designs that I have up on my store. Links to my shop will be down in the description. Anyway, moving on to the next piece of news. Okay, this is the last Yoongi entry, I swear. This is an exciting moment if you're a fan of BTS and TXT, as you should be, because I know you guys have good taste. The latest Suchwita teaser just dropped, and it's featuring two of the guests a lot of us have been begging for. Seeing as Jimin already guest starred in episode 7, we're getting the rest of Big Hit's catline in the form of Yeonjun and Taehyun guest starring in the upcoming episode 8 of Suchwita on Tuesday, April 11th. I think this is going to be a huge win for those of us who've been surviving on literal breadcrumbs until now. While it's been great to hear the members of each group talk about each other more and more this year, I think this is actually going to be the first time we see them together on camera, interacting, having a proper discussion that shows their friendship. Judging by the teaser, it's also going to be super cute. Finally, we're ending the first episode on a slightly somber note. A few days ago, Big Hit formally announced that Hoseok would be beginning his enrollment process for his military service. No exact dates were given, but the vibe of the announcement made it seem like it would be soon. This is personal speculation, but judging by the wording, it seems that Hoseok actually enrolled voluntarily rather than being drafted, as just because he cancelled his deferment doesn't necessarily mean that he'll be drafted right away. Hoseok has mentioned a number of times that he's been making preparations to go as soon as possible, but again, this is just my speculation. However, amongst those preparations, Hoseok did decide to leave us with a small gift. For those who haven't been keeping up to date, BT21 Universe have been releasing a short series of videos featuring Hoseok working on Mang's long-awaited fix reveal. Just like with the initial creation of BT21, we've been able to watch Hoseok's creative process, and he even mentioned during one of the episodes that he prepared this as a gift for us while he'd be away. It was cute to see Mang graduate from a horse-inspired character to a squirrel-inspired one, just like how Hoseok's emojis have changed over his career. And the revealing video was particularly heartwarming, with Mang being reassured about their new phase in life by RJ, which many drew comparisons to Jin welcoming Hoseok into his military life. I have actually been working on a video that explains how idol military service and enlistment in general actually works. So if that's something you guys would like to see, please leave a comment and let me know. Anyway, that's all for today's video. I know I didn't talk about all the members of both groups, but the purpose of this series is just to cover the top essential news. My aim is to make one of these every 1 to 2 weeks, depending on my ADHD. But if you guys do think I missed something important, leave me a comment and let me know, and I'll try and fit it into the next episode or make it its own standalone short. Check out my TXT Day 1 soundcheck fan cam here, and keep styling our Big Hit boys. This has been Han from the Haniverse. Thanks for stopping by.